music person. Hello and welcome to Uncommon Drops, a podcast about video games and all things nerdy. I'm your host, Matt, and today I am joined by my good friends, Mark.
Hey.
And Chris.
Hey.
And I don't remember what we're talking about this week. We're talking about Phasmophobia, we're talking about Elden Ring, and we're talking about
Cyberpunk, Oculus.
Cyberpunk, Oculus. Oh yeah, that's right, Oculus. Oh, this is going to be a fun episode. I can already tell. As you can see, we are down 2 people who have gone mysteriously disappeared into the night. So we are going to do a 3-man podcast tonight.
3 men, 1 podcast.
3 men, 1 podcast. Mark is alluding to the fact that we are thinking about a branding rechange, and we've probably dumped, 100 or so names into a chat, and none of them have popped at us.
I will also say about 80% of them have biscuit in it and plays off the word biscuit. So I'm not sure how many of them are serious.
If we want to be uncommon biscuits, I'm 100% down to being uncommon biscuits.
Mythical biscuits.
That's another good one too. Anyways, let's get back on track.
Go down that rabbit hole.
Let's get back on track. Chris, why don't you tell us what you've been up to this week?
Well, aside from the usual games to play, I've been playing a lot of a mobile game called Color Defender. It is a tower defense game on Android. I'm not sure if it's on iPhone, but that's my Color Defenders. Just wanted to show you an example. But
an example of the audio.
Yeah, so I've been playing a lot of tower defense over my years, and I'm very picky about them. But this one just hits like all the right marks for me. It is a overall very simple design. It's just like shapes and colors. Let's see if I can show you. Yeah, very simple.
Okay.
It's not complicated at all. It's very simple design, and it's very streamlined.
So can you just drop towers wherever you want to around that path?
You can put it anywhere you want.
Okay.
There's no special locations you have to put them. Yeah, like I said, I played a lot of these type of games, and there's always 1 or 2 things that just irks me. I end up deleting it. Whether it's you spend 30 minutes on a single level, or it's pay to win, or too many ads, or something like that. But this one has been doing good for me. Highly recommend it. I bought the ad-free version, so I think a major complaint is that there are a lot of ads on this too. But it was worth the purchase for me.
How much was it?
Right. I don't remember. I think I had this on my phone for like 2 years and just started playing.
Wow. Okay. I remember you mentioning this when you're asking about tower defense games. So.
Yep. I think I probably pumped in a good like 10 hours in the past couple of days.
Is it difficult?
It depends on the level. So there are different worlds. I think it's like 9 levels per world. The first level in each world is relatively simple. It just kind of introduces a new mechanic, new enemy types. But there are 5 different tower defense or towers they can buy. Each with a different function. There's like your normal shot tower. There's a laser tower that pierces in a straight line. A long-range rocket tower, a slow tower, and a Gatling tower. Yeah. 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 I mean, if you like tower defense, go for it.
I think what was the one I used to play back in? It was like balloons, like tower defense or something like that. I had a bunch of monkeys and balloons.
I can picture the icon in my head, but
yeah, I put a lot of time back in like the iPad 2 days.
There's one that I really liked. It was called Dungeon Defense, I think. So like dragons as towers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a really old one. I think some of them lost support. You can't get them anymore, but it used to be my favorite. Then I had to look for a replacement, and I finally found this one.
Nice.
I think the one I played back in the day was Sentinel 2.
I think I actually know that one as well.
Yeah, I downloaded Sentinel 3, I think. See if I can find it on my phone.
Yes, I do remember this
No,
one.
I deleted it because I didn't like it.
Ah, that hurts my heart. That's the best
That's
one
the
that
one
I
that had
found.
like 30-minute levels that you lose at the last like 2 minutes. You have to start another 30-minute campaign because you can't speed it up as that significantly.
Now I remember why I stopped playing it. I just can't invest that much time into a tower defense.
It's a stupid game.
I think my favorite
That's
thing
pretty much
about
what I've been up
tower
to.
defense games were once you started getting so many enemies on the screen because like there was no, I guess, ending level. There's like, oh, you won the last level, we're just gonna throw more enemies this time, and you eventually got to the point where like the CPU is just struggling to render everything on the screen. I'm like, yes, this is the
Yeah.
end game.
There was another thing about Sentinel. I got Sentinel 3 on my phone. It the level design was so detailed. Like you had trees, you had textures on the dirt road, and once you combine that with your towers and blast effects and enemies, you don't know what's going on the screen. That's why I like the simplicity of this one. Just shapes moving around the screen.
Fair enough.
What else you got for us, Chris?
So I got.
Oh, I thought you had another topic to talk about, but if you don't, we can move on to Mark.
Yeah. So, one RIP 24/7 shipment. Is the realist. It's the best way
So,
to grind out camos.
so I saw you write that down. Is that they said they're never doing it again? Is that what happened?
No. It's always going to come back,
Oh,
but it's just not out now.
Matt, we mourn this every time.
okay.
Yeah, this is like the
That's the
seventh time
gameplay.
it's
That's the
died.
game mode we play.
And it's great, running around with dual pistols like I'm a freaking cowboy. The best way to do it. But in terms of gaming, I've been playing all the usual stuff. Playing a lot more Warzone. Still playing Warzone solos. It's not good for my health, but man, it's fun. And then really the big thing I've been doing in terms of tech was looking up PC parts and peripherals for my new rig. So it's pretty exciting stuff.
Anything standing out to you?
Hopefully, monitor is probably going to go with LG. Their gaming gear, I guess, line of products looks really nice. I'm definitely going to stick with the like a 1440 versus like a 4K, but at higher refresh rates. I think that'll be a good middle ground for me instead of having 4K and then hitting 60 to 100 even with top end gear. I'd rather just have 1440, and that the gear would then last me longer as well.
How
So
often do you
got
guys
that.
buy monitors?
Not very.
I think I bought one monitor. Like I bought one legit monitor. So I've been using this one for years.
Mm. I've been running this one since like 2013, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember Chris's monitor being a little dated.
Yeah, it's starting to show its age. The blacks are gray.
That's
Hey,
not, that is not a good thing.
Yeah, waiting for some more reviews to come out on these Radeon cards because some of the speculative runs have been insane. But I want to see what real world numbers come out and people who aren't AMD put out some numbers as well. That's really about it.
All right. I got two things I want to talk about, unless Chris wants to go back to a second topic that he has listed in the Google Doc.
Yeah, I guess you can go over it. So, for those of you who know, and I know you guys weren't really aware of it until I mentioned it, Markiplier and another channel, I think Crank Gameplays, I think. So like Mark and Ethan, they created a channel called Unus Annus. It was a year-long project with a theme of Memento Mori, which is basically remember that you'll die and to live your life. So they decided to create a video a day for an entire year Kind of under the theme of what would you do if you can only live for another year? How are you live your life? And they just did activity after activity, I guess, just checking stuff off their bucket list, going from stupid things to more serious topics and deep discussions. But it was actually surprisingly high production and really entertaining. I found out about it maybe like a week before it all ended. So the whole thing was, and they prefaced this at the very beginning of the year. They said, we're going to do this for a year, and at the end of the year, we're going to delete the entire channel. So it became a huge thing leading up to yesterday, which is when they deleted the channel. Which they concluded with a 12-hour live stream, and at the very end, click the button and delete the whole channel. So, yeah, it was a ride. I binged pretty much a vast majority of those videos in the past week.
Dang.
Yeah,
Well, I guess you
How's it
have-
feel
They're
to, to watch over almost like let's just say a half a year's worth of content in a week?
It was tough, but I made it.
But someone's got to do it.
I got the highlights. But yeah, I can't imagine what it's like for people who've been following it from the very beginning, from day one all the way now, and it was been their daily routine to watch a new video each day, and at the very end, knowing that they can't watch those videos ever again. Because not only is he deleting the channel, he said, if you re-upload these, we'll take them down.
Okay.
Because it kind of defeats the purpose of the project.
That's so cool. I like artsy stuff like that. That's really
Yeah.
cool. I didn't get a chance. I watched a bit of the live stream when they were getting ready to shut it down. I think when I watched, they were just going over fan art. But yeah, that's such a cool concept.
It really is, and it really makes you think, like, man, I'm kind of wasting my life away. I need to do more stuff.
We got to do daily
Get out there and do more
videos
activities.
and delete it at the end of the year.
Yeah,
So-
and
Alright.
it's
So we're
really
gonna do-
cool seeing like a more personal side of those guys, because when they're playing video games and they're doing their reactions, they're put on this kind of persona, but seeing them at a more personal level and seeing what they're actually like in person, it was pretty cool.
I saw. I think it was when you had mentioned it maybe last week. I saw the game theory episode about it. It was actually pretty cool, and I guess there was a lot of hidden messages in these videos as well. But yeah, like so they kind of briefly went over it, and then we're like, yeah, if you look at this one black frame in the middle of this video, there is notes, and using these notes to make words. I'm like, what in the world? Like musical notes, and these people were like
okay.
identifying all these things. So there was stuff in there. Whether or not that was their intention, or I guess their editor probably had some play into it, is I guess up to interpretation. But it was very cool to see.
Well, I think
See if he still
Markiplier's
has that
done
video up.
videos that have been those kind of decode this sort of hidden message type stuff for more of his, I guess, not Let's Play style videos.
Yeah, and his game theorists video is still up on Unus Annus. So if y'all ever want to see all the cool stuff they're hiding in there, it's actually pretty neat.
All right.
And what's crazy about that is, while maintaining this one video a day, which is huge because they're also edited and a lot of work goes into that. He's also maintaining his main channel at the same time, or had been. He's pumping out content like crazy.
It's your day job, right? Just got to keep putting content out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if you do that for 8 to 10 hours a day, that's it's like a regular job. That's a ton of probably unused or any kind of footage they probably get.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Oh, hey, Mark. Hey, 7 minutes.
Hey, look at that! Not sponsored, if only.
Yeah, we were.
Sure,
I would
that's
also
awesome.
have the same headset.
True.
We're sponsored, you're not.
I got these cool lights though that I turned on for
That is
the
true.
stream. So there you go.
I got some glare on mine.
I know.
Yeah,
I've
we
been
got.
watching that this whole time. I wasn't sure if I was going to mention it, but yes, I've noticed that.
It's just been tweaking
There
Matt
we
out.
go.
Yeah, we can. I got 2 games that I want to talk about this week. One of them was Google Earth VR, which I tried for the first time. My parents were in town, and I knew my dad would get a kick out of it, so I downloaded it and we were messing with it. And man, Google Earth VR is just so cool because like it starts you out and you're like standing in front of the globe and you can kind of drag to go where you want, and then you can go in. And I wasn't expecting this, but the geographical shape, that's not right, whatever, so like you go over like hills and stuff, like it'll actually show the hills and stuff. So like my dad went to like Okinawa and was like looking at the military bases there. We went to like our family home, and just kind of looking around. It was just so cool, kind of just seeing it all 3D under you, kind of like you're standing on top of like a giant Lego set, like at Lego World where they have those realistic towns. That's what it felt like. And then you could zoom in and do like Street View and stuff like that, which looks like Street View but in VR. But yeah, that was really cool. I really enjoyed that. And then I think if you go over New York City, I think like cities like that, the cities are actually like 3D as well. And so we were kind of flying over New York City and just kind of enjoying flying, I guess.
I really enjoy opening Google Earth and just putting the 3D structures on and just moving around, looking at the buildings. Feel like Spider-Man by zooming through New York.
Now imagine that in VR though.
Yeah, that must be pretty wild.
Yeah.
And they have those special locations that let you go inside museums or the ISS. A random TARDIS in London, I think.
So that reminds me, when we went to Guam and we went to the tourist section because we wanted to like look at the beach and stuff, and we went to Street View on the beach. It was like, it wasn't the street, it was like a massage parlor, but like in like one of the massage rooms. We're like, what are we doing? What is this? How is this in Google
You know
Street
what
View?
you're doing.
Yeah. It was just really confused. I thought that was really funny, but yeah.
Can you do the flight simulator in VR?
They said that's a feature that they're working on.
Okay.
Actually, I keep meaning to get in a flight simulator, but I have not tried it yet. I do want to try that out in VR, and then I kind of also want to get a HOTAS controller. I've been wanting to get a HOTAS controller for a while. I'm just kind of waiting for prices to equal out again one of these days.
Are those the plane controllers?
Yeah, the one, I think, throttle and the stick.
Okay.
I think that's the right terms. And then I think you can also get foot pedals if you want to go crazy, but I just want the 2 pieces there.
I've been really wanting.
Go ahead.
I've been really wanting a steering wheel setup, like with the whole the mounted in pedals with the steering wheel and the gear shift. Oh, that is definitely something I've really.
Looks like you have the room. It looks like to get one of those there.
I think I have a little bit of extra room. No couch will do that for you.
And Mark, if you wanted to, you can attach a ring to this, and as you twist it, just kind of. It's like surreal.
This is so realistic.
What was I gonna say? I don't remember. Oh, when you say you want to get into flight sim, are you talking about like Microsoft Flight Sim?
Oh yeah, I mean yes, the Microsoft Flight Simulator, which I believe is a PC Game Pass title. I think I have it downloaded. I just haven't played it yet.
Okay.
I also heard that thing is a beast on PCs, so I'm also nervous about melting my computer trying it.
People are running like 3080, 3090s, and they're just still struggling.
Yeah.
That's insane. Is it just that detailed?
I guess it's ridiculous.
I think Digital Foundry did a video on it, and they were saying that it's like this is what next gen looks like. It's like, oh boy.
It's real life.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys saw this, but I think so. Flight Simulator has like realistic weather, and so I think one of the hurricanes earlier this year was about to hit landfall, and so a bunch of players were actually like flying into the hurricane and stuff like that to see what would happen.
Is there live weather?
I think so.
That'd
I
be
wouldn't just
so
make this
cool.
up.
Yeah, who would lie on the internet? I think it'd be crazy if Microsoft, like, for anybody who opts into it, could just pull up a map of like what people are flying and where they're flying to, and just seeing this armada of of just private planes and commercial airliners flying straight into this hurricane. I
It's
think
like
that'd be really funny.
It's like a friendlier,
Like,
cheaper version of Star Citizen.
you just have
No, that's
hundreds
not.
of
Is that the name
Cessnas
again?
and like the pay to win like F-15s coming in.
Just flying in.
Oh no!
That's how you take down hurricanes. You shoot them with guns and you fly planes into them.
What's that crazy space MMO sim game?
Eve.
Is it Eve Online?
Yeah, I think so. The
That's
one that
one
takes
where,
like actual money to do.
the one where that guy like spent months infiltrating a rival faction just to take over all their ships and destroy their entire economy. Yeah, that game's insane. I gotta read.
Or the one where they calculated based on the amount of ships lost, how many like man hours and thus,
Yes.
how much money that actually costs real life.
Yeah, and they're like, this one ship being destroyed cost us thousands of dollars. Oh my god,
That's
so
terrible.
ridiculous.
It's too much stress.
I could
not.
not imagine being the pilot and then just sitting at home, like you actually crashed a real ship or something. Just like that over a couple hours, just a mug of alcohol. I can't handle it.
This was a year's work.
I missed my kids' recitals for this ship.
Oh boy.
Oh man, yeah, I could not play that game. It looked interesting, and then I read all that stuff. I was like, nah.
That's definitely one of those
too
games
much.
where anytime there's an event that happens, I will read about it. But no, I would never touch that game with a 10-foot stick.
This was distracting me. Let's tag those on my.
Now it's not new anymore.
No, it's tainted. But hey, no, it's wherever they. I don't feel like getting it, but yeah, these are the new ones I got from the warranty.
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Also
new
switched
ones,
out
I
the
played the new
cups.
Assassin's Creed game.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I did a
Segue.
transition. Anyways, yeah, so I played the new Assassin's Creed Valhalla game. I have, I think, 3 or 4 hours into it, and the first thing that came to mind is that game feels like it runs slightly better than Odyssey, and maybe that's just the lower
Strange.
settings maybe work a little bit better on my PC, or maybe it's just because I haven't hit any major metropolitan areas yet. I don't even know where there are in this game. But first impressions, right out the gate, it didn't hook me quite the way that Odyssey had hooked me in. But as the characters have been developing a little bit and the story's starting to flesh out a little bit more, I'm actually pretty interested in it, which is surprising to me because I fell off of Odyssey really quickly, and I haven't really played an Assassin's Creed since Black Flag, and I 100%ed that one. The main thing that has me interested in AC and Valhalla is that there's an option to turn on one-hit kill assassinations. So in the 2 recent games that came out, Origins and Odyssey, if your character wasn't high enough level or high enough gear, you wouldn't assassinate someone. You could do crit damage to them, but it wouldn't necessarily kill them. So you can turn on an option to one-hit assassination. And when I first got to that menu and I clicked on yes, it's like, are you sure this is not the way the game was meant to be played? And I was like, all right, fine, I won't turn it on. And then like 5 minutes later, I was like, no, screw you and the way your game is made. I want to kill people in one shot with the assassination. So I have that turned on, and it just feels so good moving around and assassinating. I've never been a fan of the combat in any of these games, and so having a way that I can hopefully dodge that would be nice. It seems like it's really combat heavy now, but the character you're playing as is a Norse warrior, and so she has to learn how to be an assassin. So I had just gotten the assassin blade pretty close to when I stopped playing.
You know, when you say assassin, I think of like a very nimble roguelike swift guy, like kind of like Ezio, right?
Hmm.
A Viking is like the last thing I'd associate it with an assassin.
Okay, so first of all, they're not assassins. I'm sorry, I misspoke. They're called the Hidden Ones because they're pre-assassins, but they wear the same gear and they use the same hidden blade and follow the same tenets. So I think that's just
Assassin.
I think that's them getting around the assassin order was established in 1000 Common Era, and it's like, well, we want to do something before, so we'll just call them something slightly different.
That just sounds like assassins with more words.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how much we want to talk about early game spoilers, but I mean, they're legit. I mean, they look like assassins. The people you get
Okay.
the wrist blade from.
And yeah, you did tell me this yesterday, and we're talking about it, but I'll say it again. It's the whole you cannot kill someone in one hit with an assassination is just so weird to me. For an
That's
assassin
how it's been
game.
since Origins, man. That's just the direction thing. Because, and this is the other thing I really don't like about these modern games is there's a heavy focus on the RPG and loot and stuff like that. And so you'll like I'm looking at my, well, do I want to equip this blue gear or do I want to get this higher level green gear? Like that's not what I want out of Assassin's Creed, but that seems to be the direction that they want to go in with the series. So I'm hoping that with that insta kill assassination button, I could just avoid most of that. I do feel like I'm probably gonna have to do combat just because that's just the way these games are developed. But I just want to be able to like look at a fortress and go, yeah, I'm just gonna assassinate everybody here and just leave just an entire area of bodies, and that's the way I want to play.
Do you have a hidden blade?
Yes.
So you stab someone in the throat, and they're just like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" What happens?
I mean, that's like you use swords in combat, and you're like slashing away at people, and they just shrug off the damage. I think in the other games, no, actually, I don't know. It's like it's. I feel like it's always been like it looks like a non-lethal blow, and then they just kind of shrug you off, and then combat would start with their lesser health. Is how I think Odyssey did it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the last Assassin's Creed I played was Unity. And that's kind of where my interest kind of started tapering off. But yeah, I mean, even at Unity, I think my favorite one or the Ezio series. I think it's also a pretty common opinion. But like, how you can jump off building, assassinate someone, kill them, or just walk up slowly to someone, just and keep walking, and no one noticed that guy's bleeding out, or do a double assassinations, stab two people at once with double hidden blades, and to me, that's Assassin's Creed.
Oh, okay. So there, I did see in the skill tree that I'm working towards in the assassination or the assassin tree, is that I can do an assassination on someone with a blade, and then throw my main weapon at someone nearby, and that would count as an assassination. I think we lost Chris for a second.
That was weird.
Yep.
Your webcam's off.
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah, I'm surprised by how interested I am in this because the other two games I fell off pretty quickly. So we'll see. I just got to the point of the game where I just left essentially the tutorial area, and now it looks like I'm moving into the main area of the game. And so I still haven't seen how that fleshes out. And it seems like a main focus is going to be building a settlement, and so I have not seen how that works either. So I just basically got the basic movement, basic combat, and the direction the story is going in. So I'll keep messing with it, but I'm enjoying myself, and I'm kind of surprised because I kind of went in thinking I was going to hate it, and I don't hate it.
Have you petted a cat yet?
Can you do that in this game?
So I saw this all over Reddit. They're massive cats they can hold and pet. And apparently
that would be 50% of the game for me.
They're Norwegian forest cats, which are massive cats. I haven't seen one of those. Google it.
Okay, I will have to look into that later.
They're amazingly big.
No, I have not. I was trying to. I knew that.
Oh my god!
I was just trying to get to the point in the game where I could get to the like main area, so I didn't spend a lot of time exploring.
They're massive and majestic.
They really. Oh God, that one.
Thank you, Chris.
This cat.
Oh my goodness, that is a big cat.
It's probably a
Oh
fat
my
one, but
Actually,
anyway.
I think
God.
I think my character did pick up a cat to move it, but I did not actually go find and pet.
Look at these. They're huge.
Dude, I need these cats in my life.
Can you imagine the amount of fur that's going to be on your carpets?
Oh my God.
One more thing that I do have to complain about the game, and I did fix this, so it's fine now, but it seems like there's this glitch that people are experiencing where if you're not running it at Ultra, you have a chance for a quest to not start, a main story quest that you need to do. And so I had to set my game to Ultra when I had it set to low for just to get through that cutscene, and then I think I'm able to turn it back down now, but I mean, that game looks pretty good at Ultra. Definitely a lot better than the way I've been playing it. But that thing dropped.
Playing it in low?
Playing it. Well, I think I switched it up to high, but when I was at low, I was hitting about 50 to 60. I turned up some settings. It's like 30, 40. I might see how 30, 40 works. But those Ubisoft games are chunky, man. They do not run well on my system.
And you have a medium build, right?
I mean, it was a $1,500 Ultra book, so I mean, I'm getting some performance loss just because of how skinny it is. But I mean, it's running it okay. I could run it. It looks like 50 to 60 if I kept everything low. But it does not look pretty, especially after going to Ultra everything and just seeing how like shadows, and because I turned off shadows, right? So it just looks a lot better.
I mean, that's what I do with Phasmophobia. I am playing in 720p now, and turned off anti-aliasing, ambient occlusion. Yeah, a bunch of other stuff. Shadows are not smooth; they're chunky.
You're like you're playing a completely different game than us.
I would gamble that you probably could not run the Valhalla on your computer.
I think it'll crash my computer if I run it. But yeah, when we're playing Phasmophobia, you know, everything's written on the whiteboard. I'm kind of squinting because I see like pixels. So what do they have in a kit? Especially when you start adding like 20 things on there and it's really small. It's kind of like, huh,
bro.
Yeah, that's my life. But speaking of Phasmophobia.
Yes, more segues. So Phasmo recently got an update. It's now letting dead players throw around objects, which really serves no other purpose than to spook your friends. Which, I mean, let's be real, that's half the reason we play this game anyways.
Or is it friend?
Yeah, they're just messing with everybody, probably making yourself lose more money, but you know, it's all right. And apparently, though, there is a prison level coming up, which I think would be very cool to get a prison level in there. I know we were talking about it. I think it'd be awesome if we also had like an outdoor level. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that would be
Maybe
terrifying to play an outside level.
Oh yeah,
like in the woods, find a cabin or something.
Yeah, like maybe in like a campsite, so that way they still have like technical boundaries. Just like a large area. That'd be awesome.
Like an abandoned like a camper trailer you have to go in.
Yeah.
And the door shuts.
Oh yeah, that would be crazy. But yeah,
the prison level. Did they say if it was a large level or is it going to be a medium-sized level? Because I see a lot of people complaining online that, you know, you go from like the farmhouse, I think is the smallest or the biggest small building, all the way to high school, and there's not like a middle ground.
Right. It just says in progress.
Okay.
Yeah. I would hope it's more of a medium size. Although I feel like they'll probably just go the way of high school and asylum with it.
No, I think it does have to be a decent size. I was just wondering.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if it said anything specifically.
But it is very cool.
Have either of you seen The Crawling Ghost?
Yes.
I have not.
Yes.
Like
I'm not about it. Yep. I'm not about it.
I saw videos of it. Like, no, that's...
Wait, was that with us, Mark, or did you play?
Oh no, I saw it with you guys.
Wait, what?
It was one of the times. I think we were in the house. So if I remember correctly, it like crawled from the outside of my vision to behind the island in the kitchen.
Nope.
Yeah, and I was just like, turn around, walk right back out.
I saw nothing.
Yeah, I was like, all right,
You
guys,
can eat my
you guys
friend.
got
I'm
it.
leaving.
Just close the door behind me and just drive away. Yeah, it was not okay. Like, there's some of them in there that I'm like, like the guy who kind of looks like beef jerky. Uh,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. He's like he's limping around. I can like stare at this man. And he ain't gonna do anything to me. But that one, there's like a little kid looking one that's walking around with no face.
I've
That
seen
one's
that
I
pretty
one.
remember
creepy.
the little kid. I think it was a little girl.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I only saw her once though.
Yeah. I know we talk about Phasmo a lot, so I'll probably move on from that one real quick.
All right, Chris, why don't you give us our next article?
Yeah, so this one is not too much news, just a little teaser.
Mm.
But apparently, Phil Spencer, the Xbox boss, has played quite a bit of Elden Ring, which is Miyazaki's next game, the creator of Dark Souls. And he said it is Miyazaki's most ambitious game. And I think that's all he gave, but I think
It
it's the
exists.
first amount of news that we've received on Elden Ring in a while. So at least it's alive and well.
Allegedly.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm obviously excited because I love the stuff that Miyazaki does. But yeah, I'm gonna need more than just. I think the only thing they've released, I think, is the cinematic trailer.
Yeah, there's another part of the article that says Spencer says Miyazaki is expanding his horizons. What that means. So I'm not sure. Is there any indication of what kind of game this is going to be?
I feel like it's gonna
No, right?
be like
Just story heavy.
Japanese dating sim.
Oh, I knew it this whole time. Elden Ring, I think, isn't it supposed to be Norse?
I have no idea. But I don't know if it's going to play like Dark Souls or it's going to be like a, I don't know, whatever else, RTS.
Yeah, I don't think we've
real
gotten any details
turn-based.
about that, have we?
I don't think so.
You'd
Probably
assume
like
it's a Dark Souls. Like,
choose your
nobody
adventure
knows.
visual novel.
I mean, I'm okay with it. I'd be interested in seeing
Written
what
by
this.
George R.R. Martin, so it's good.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Man. I think I remember seeing the subreddit like exploding for a while because of they're like, yeah, someone says Elden Ring, and they're like, oh my god, it does exist.
I was 100% sure that they were going to show something for Elden Ring at Gamescom, and I was just shocked that they didn't have anything. But the subreddit after Gamescom ended and nothing showed up, it was just sad, man. I feel for all those people on there who were not having a good time.
This actually reminds me of when I think it was the CEO of Sony said, "Hey, I played The Last Guardian. It looks great." And it launched soon after, but that was after no one heard about that game for like 8 years. And it released and it was kind of trash, in my opinion.
The fur looked
Hopefully,
good.
with Miyazaki's involvement, it'll be fine.
No, I mean his last project was Sekiro, and I think that took the Dark Souls formula and I think made a really clean game. So if it's anything in that direction, I'd be up for it. Even though I never finished Sekiro, that game is hard.
Yeah, I never finished it. I need to go back and play it.
Yeah,
I always hate like being like, man, that game is hard, because I mean it is, but then you see people on the internet because everyone's better on the internet, and it's just like they're like, yeah, I played Sekiro with no hits using a Guitar Hero drum set. So yeah, okay, way to flex something like that.
yeah, no, I don't understand.
Donkey Kongas.
Yeah. I was like, huh.
Or like the no roll, no hit, no block, level 1 run throughs.
Jesus.
Ridiculous.
Just just making already hard game even more difficult.
Yep.
So in the line of
But,
games that are never going to come out, Mark, why don't you give us our next
yes.
story?
Man, we are fucking segue pros.
Segue.
So Cyberpunk 2077, allegedly not confirmed at all. Super speculation, could be delayed until 2021. Apparently, the CEO was talking to investors and that they are not comfortable but confident that they'll meet the December launch date. So not sounding great. Not sounding
I mean,
great
it's
at
the
all.
same company who said the game's gold, ready
Yeah.
to ship, and then said, just kidding.
Well, their PR
Obviously,
person,
what we-
like the day before, it said, "Oh yeah, go ahead and take your time off. Don't worry, we're confirmed for that date." And then the next day, it's like, "Oh, actually, we got to push it back 3 days.
Yeah.
Our bad."
Going back to cram time.
And like
Goodbye to
maybe
your
we just all took
families.
it wrong. Maybe the CD itself is gold, and they were
Mm.
just saying that the game is gold,
Well, yeah, I mean,
but not in the status.
this is the day 0, day 1 patch that they're trying to get figured out. I saw speculation.
Yeah.
I mean, they're saying that the I guess we call it current gen consoles and PC versions are good, but it's the previous gen that's having issues. So, I mean, I don't know. Just I assume it's some sort of contract that they have to release them all at the same time, but I don't see why you wouldn't just push those versions back, get them cleaned up.
Push the ones that are, yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
And I mean, it's not like games aren't releasing the Call of Duty. You can get both generations for like an extra $10 or something like that. So they could have just done, even if they aren't going to charge more, which I don't think they were. They could have just been like, yeah, these are releasing right now, but we need more time to polish out and get performance issues sorted out. And I think most people would have been okay with it.
So, Matt and I have talked about this, Mark, but are you excited for Cyberpunk? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm sure it'll be fun. I'm sure it'll be cool. I've enjoyed The Witcher, but I'm not like, I think Richie was the most excited for about it. But he also does tend to get very, very excited about games. I don't know if you guys remember, was it Black Desert?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oof.
So
Oof.
I think it'll be good, and I'm sure I would enjoy it. But I'm not like taking the perspective December 10th off or anything like that.
Yeah. So for the Black Desert comment, Richie, did he get like the Ultimate Edition or?
He pre-ordered
He
the
got a
Ultimate
very-
Edition
$100
because
edition.
Emma gave him some extra days of access before the game actually came out, and I think we played the game for like a couple more weeks after that, and then fell off.
I played it for a few days,
Yeah,
and I
think
didn't like
Weeks
those
is-
2 days.
Weeks was very generous.
I spent, I think, maybe like I got the $30 edition or something like that, but yeah, it's.
I can't
I did
remember
not
if I
like the
got
game.
the free
It
to
was
play or the
visually,
$20.
it looked great.
Yeah, it's just
It was lacking substance.
Yeah, it was-
Final
What are we talking
Fantasy is my MMO of choice.
Oh, Cyberpunk, yeah.
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 Yeah, I
With
mean,
right into
Yeah.
into Black Desert. Man, that was funny. Good times.
Yeah. We'll see.
But, yeah, it's
Cyberpunk
really-
sounds cool, but I'm in the same boat as Mark. It'll probably be fine, but
Yeah.
it's just I'm not going crazy over it.
No, they
I
keep
was-
delaying it. It's not like
was
I have a
telling-
pre-order or anything.
I was telling Matt that I'll probably play it for like on and off for a couple weeks and get bored of it. That's how I usually am with those kind of open world first person type games. Skyrim,
think-
Fallout.
I
that type.
really liked both Skyrim and Fallout. I liked The Witcher, but which is weird because the other it almost felt too open. Like obviously Skyrim and Fallout are also open world, but I don't know. It just felt much more time consuming in The Witcher than it did for the other ones for me. So I'll probably be right around where you are. I'm sure it'll be good, and I'm sure I'll play it for like a week or two. But I don't think I'll play to the extent as I did with Fallout or Skyrim.
I did enjoy Skyrim and Fallout. What was the last one that came out? The
76.
not open world one, not 76. 4?
Yeah,
Four
was
was
it
yes.
5?
4 was the last one.
I did enjoy those while I was playing it. Then once I took a break from it, I felt no need to go back to them. I think just because they're, I don't know what it is about the first person open world games. It just doesn't suck me in.
I think these games for me will be very good like deployment games. That's when I think I normally play them. Is when
Mm,
I'm not here. I normally play multiplayer games. Um,
Who has time to play
when I have
Cyberpunk
no
when we
internet.
got battle passes to complete?
Exactly. Like I need to get all my turtles. Heroes in a half shell.
Oh, man, they're so far away.
yeah, maybe Cyberpunk will run in 90 hertz. Speaking of which,
Very
for a
clean.
segue,
I like it.
Um, so apparently Oculus is gonna roll out with a 90 hertz update to the Quest 2. So
Is that
it was
specifically for the
originally
Link, right?
for what?
That's specifically for Oculus Link, I believe.
Mm, including through Oculus Link. So I think it's both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's originally 72 hertz, and they were upgrading it to 90 hertz. And it says if you connect it to your PC via the Oculus Link cable, then you can toggle between 72 hertz, 80 hertz, 90 hertz, I guess, depending on your the power of your system. But so I think Matt, you're the only one with a VR headset, more specifically an Oculus One. So how big of a deal is 90 hertz in a VR headset?
I mean, I play comfortably. I mean, I'm playing at 72, and it feels pretty comfortable. I can only imagine that it'd feel more comfortable, but I don't think the Oculus that I have does not have 90. So I don't actually know how much of a difference it would make. I think when I'm playing like desktop PC games, once I get past like the 90-ish range, it starts to look like the differences start to peter out. So I mean, it'll be smoother. It'll probably make it so you can last longer in there before you get sick. That that would be my suspicion because that's why you want the higher refresh rates, right? The higher the refresh rate, the less of a strain it is on you for just keeping track of motion in VR.
Is that a problem for you? Do you get motion sick easily?
I think I could play about 2 hours comfortably, and then after that, I'd be straining because I've definitely gotten off when we've had longer Phasmo sessions, and I'm just like, I just need to lay down and just I do not feel good.
Just
You're also stressing out while you're being chased by ghosts, right?
Not me. I'm always on van duty. Why do you think I've never
one day
died?
we're gonna get you killed in VR.
Chris tried to. It didn't work. I got out. Make me stay in the basement calling the ghost's name. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I was telling you, hey, it's clear. Get out. I see you on the cams. Get out of the locker. Take 2 steps and run back in.
It locked the door. I wasn't gonna get killed in there. Nope. Not in that circumstance. No way.
Matt plays it like he's playing like sword art. You die in the game, you die in real life.
You don't know, man. The ghost
You might
grabs you.
die
I
if
can't
you
imagine
die
what
in
the
VR.
hand kill looks like in VR. So I don't want to
True.
experience that. I've also heard that I don't know if this is still a glitch, but there's a glitch where you can get stuck in that hell room in between if you're in VR.
Oh,
Nope. No, thank you.
I think you need to die now.
We need to do it for science.
Report back next week for Matt's experiences.
Matt's just gone. Just be an empty box. So, guys, he was right. You die in VR, you die in real life.
His body in the back of the laying in the corner. Speaking of which, I see like dust or something flying past your camera every now and then. Every time I see them, I'm like, oh, ghost orbs.
My cam? His cam?
No, Matt's.
Okay.
Mine?
Ghost orbs.
Probably. I don't know. I think there's something wrong with my camera, or probably my computer needs a reset. I saw it flickering before we started the recording. It seems I haven't noticed it, so I'm hoping it was fine.
Flickering lights and a ghost orb, smell sulfur.
I did hear stomping not too long ago, so who knows?
Oh yeah, looks like the house is haunted. Might as well leave.
It
Burn
might
all
be. We got any other stories? Is that the end of
Oh,
our story list?
I'm not sure if you heard this one, Matt. The Oculus Move. You heard about that?
Nope.
So apparently next week, Oculus is rolling out Oculus Move, which is like a fitness app. I guess kind of like a Fitbit, where it tracks your exercise and like heart rate, calories burned
Oh,
while
okay.
wearing your headset.
Oh, so I don't have to get
Like
any new accessories.
Yeah, you don't need a Fitbit.
Huh.
You just use it on these. Because
Yeah,
it's like,
available
yeah,
for Quest and Quest 2.
I'm exercising. I'm gaming.
No, that's actually pretty good
And-
timing because I was, with the coronavirus cases rising across the country and specifically my state, I am probably going to quit my gym membership. So I'm going to have to start working on it, probably in VR again.
This tired wife. I'm working out. Stop. Don't bother me.
She just sees
two
me
other
flailing my
things.
arms in the living room.
Yeah, just put like the wrist weights on there and play like
Oh,
Beat
yeah.
Saber. Call it a day.
Is there like a Ring Fit or a Wii Fit type of game for Oculus?
I mean,
VR in general?
there are definitely exercise games. Yes. The one that I use, I think, is called Box VR, which is just, it's like, I mean, you're boxing to the beat of the music, and you're ducking and weaving and all that stuff. There's one called Supernatural. That might not be right. I think that's what it's called, which is the same kind of thing but expensive. Yeah, there's a few workout apps on there. Box VR is the one that I'm probably gonna end up using the most. Dance Central, obviously, Beat Saber. Pistol Whip, surprisingly, is a decent workout. Have I told you guys about Pistol Whip?
Maybe.
Pistol Whip is an on-rails VR game where you shoot enemies to the music, and so it's like you're on like those horizontal escalator things that you have at the airports.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're going through like an alley, and then like enemies will pop up, and it's like you can time your shots to the beat. Pop, 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 pop. I don't know if you get extra points for that, but that's just they pop up in a way that encourages you to play on the beat. I'm probably explaining this badly. It's like a rhythm shooter, kind of.
Is it like that? Like the Doom one you're talking about? Maybe last week. It's kind of like Doom and
Oh, BPM? No, nothing like that.
yeah, BPM.
I actually did play some more BPM this week, and that game is still fun. I love that game, but no, it is not. It's like I'm trying to think what it's like. I guess it's like House of the Dead, but you see the whole screen where you'll have like 2 enemies come from the left, you shoot them. You have like 3 enemies on the catwalks, and you shoot at them as you're like flying through this level. But I guess what I mean is like the enemies will spawn in a way that like, oh, he'll show up at the box on the beat, and then these 2 will show up on like triplets afterwards. So it's like, so the rhythm of your shooting would sound like rhythm, but I don't think you're scoring based on that. I think you're just scoring based on if you get kills and stuff.
Okay.
That's a decent workout too, because you're just like this the whole time, or you're like this. And I'm a terrible shot akimbo, by the way.
Yeah, my only experience in that is like playing House of the Dead, Time Crisis in the arcade, where you put 2 quarters in, and
Yes.
like Kimbo, feeling cool. Get a crowd around you because you're just like westerns.
Yeah, you'll
Banging
feel
away.
cool because you'll see 2 guys to the side. You're like, all right, here we go, and you'll shoot both of them in the direction. You'll miss both shots, and they'll just shoot you in the back of the head. And it's like, oh, whoops.
But at least you died feeling very cool.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Super Hot, another good exercise VR game, because you're dodging in slow motion, and there was one time and the only way for me to survive was to literally dive in real life, and so I did. I dived and I rolled in real life so that I could make sure I get that shot.
Into what, your floor?
And
Yes.
into his children.
Because I was like, I was like kind of like this. I was like, shit, I'm not going to be able to dodge this bullet. And so I just like dove and kind of rolled a little bit.
Good thing there wasn't like a coffee table right there. Like,
That's why you have your guardian space, Chris. I know where my boundaries are. I guess there's a risk of me being close enough to the boundary that I would get hit, but no, it worked out. I didn't get hurt. And then I survived the level and I kept going.
Okay. Yeah, I do want. I was excited for the Quest 2 because I was thinking, maybe this is when I'll pick up my VR headset.
I saw it at Target
affordable.
Today, and I thought about it.
How much was it?
$3.99. I think it's the the extra storage one.
Yeah. It's the whole Facebook account that keeps me from buying one.
Yeah, ever since Facebook announced that, I've not bought a single game on the Oculus Store. I've been buying everything in Steam.
Yeah. So hopefully there's another VR headset that comes out that's a similar concept. Maybe Steam will come out with one, or I'm not sure what the HTC.
It's going to be hard to compete with the Facebook money.
True.
That's the thing, right? They can sell it for a deep discount because they know that they're going to get all your social information.
Gonna get that data.
That camera data, that mic data. Oof.
Body movement data.
Yep.
Yeah, they're going to start catering, like, well, Mark is kind of short.
Here are these platform shoes.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna. I'm like, oh man, look at these sweet platform boots. These very what was it? Sexy Patrick Star boots. Oh yes, I could. I could
Like
totally rock these. Yeah, buddy.
Or they'll also see. Oh man, a lot of users are in incognito mode. We should make that a more friendly user experience. I don't know.
Incognito mode. That's how I file my taxes, guys.
Obviously, yeah. It's the only reason we use that.
Exactly. Data. Yeah, I don't need them taking
or
my taxes.
Airlines tickets.
Yes.
Yep, that's the best way to use incognito mode or VPNs.
Yeah.
Yep. No other reason.
No other reason. Yeah. So I would wait, Chris. There's gotta be a class action, right? They can't. Someone has to be setting that up. They can't make me log into a Facebook account and lock me out of my device if I don't log in. I never signed up for that.
You did by buying.
No, I'm sure that at some point they refreshed the terms of service, and I just said okay. But
yeah,
no, that was not. It was not my intention to do this. So I feel like it should be out there, but I haven't heard any whispers of it. I think I saw people on the subreddit were like, "Hey, is anybody gonna start a class action?" And nobody said anything. So,
yeah, that's how it is.
That's how it is.
For someone else to do it.
It's a lot of money.
And
that's Facebook.
Even if you get a class action, you're probably gonna get like $5 out of it anyway.
I mean, I take $5 and not have to link my Facebook account.
No, you'll get $5, but you still have to link your Facebook account.
Sorry for the inconvenience. Here's $5.
Yeah.
If you don't like it,
that hush money.
Leave. Yeah, that's the Oculus 90 Hz Quest 2 update.
Yep, and hopefully one of us will get a new console at some point and can actually talk about stuff. But for now, we will be a previous gen podcast. Maybe that'll be our name, the previous generation.
The olden times.
The olden times.
Yes. Yeah, I told Matt this earlier, Chris. But I could literally just go down the road and go pick up an Xbox because Japan doesn't like Xboxes as much as they like PlayStations.
Yeah, no one has Xbox there.
Yeah.
Kind of weird if you do.
It's impossible to find any cross-platform game when I turn cross-platforms off because there's no Xbox players here.
Yeah, I still remember. I'm not sure how it is now, but going to game stores maybe 5 years ago, there's the whole side of the store has PlayStation, the whole other side is Nintendo. Then you have like this tiny Xbox
aisle.
Yeah,
it's still just like that.
Probably like on the end cap of the PlayStation aisle.
It's honestly, it was an aisle of PlayStation controllers, and the last one section was, hey, this is the Xbox console, some games, and controllers in this one section.
You get a choice of these 3 games.
Yeah, so it's very funny.
Oh, I didn't look into it any further, but speaking of next gen consoles, I did see that there's a beta on Steam for using the PS5 controller. I don't think it has any of the haptic feedback stuff, but crossing my fingers, because if that stuff actually works on the console or the PC like it does on PS5, I think I know what I'm getting for my next controller.
I'm really excited to try that controller out.
Yes.
If I can get my hands on a PS5.
Or don't. Just get it for their PC.
Yeah.
Get a better PC and then get it for the PC.
Yeah.
Man,
I
I've
can't
only had
handle
some
the drivers for PS5 controller.
Man, I've only had. God, man. I went to Target just to see if they had any new consoles. They did not. I don't think you can even buy them in store. Whatever. I wish I had some outro music. I forgot to set that. So I guess we'll just say goodbye.
Intro music.
Just play the intro music again. I closed it out. Whatever. All right. Well, thanks for watching. We will next week. I don't know. We'll see about next week.
Bye.
Bye.